Well, hello and welcome back. And in this video, we're going to take a slightly different view of the VWAP indicator, because what we're looking at here are two versions of it. Because on the left, I have the VWAP, which, as I'm sure you recall from previous videos, resets each time the new session starts. So over here, we have the VWAP. And if I click on the indicators, right click on the chart, go down to our VWAP, there we are. We've actually got the VWAP setting here, and we've got a standard deviation of 1 set there. And then on the right-hand side, I've actually got the MVWAP. So again, do the same process, go down here, and you can see we've now got the MVWAP selected, and again with a multiplier of 1. So we're looking at a like-for-like basis, if you like. We're on Microsoft, and we're on the 10-minute time frame. And using them in combination in this way, I think the best way I can describe it is that what the MVWAP does is really completes the picture, if you like. And I guess that's kind of self-explanatory, but this I thought was a very visual way of really showing you why it's so powerful to use the two of them together, because the VWAP resets here. So in a sense, what you're missing out of is this gap here, if you like, of the transitional phase from one session to another. Whereas when we go over onto the MVWAP on the right-hand side, we're still looking at exactly the same price data over the same period of time. But what it gives us is a much better sense of the continuation of the VWAP through that session, because there is no break now. We continue on. So we get a very clear indication of where we are in the context of, if you like, what has gone before. Whereas when we reset here, you don't see that, because it's lost in the resetting of the algorithm to start a fresh session with a first calculation. So matching them together like this, first of all, it makes it very clear the difference between the two of them. It's instantaneous. It jumps off the chart, it jumps off the page, or jumps out of the video at you. But secondly, from a trading or investing perspective, it gives you what the MVWAP does is really paints the complete picture for you and helps to fill in the blanks. I guess that's the best way of describing it, because that's what it does. So you get the VWAP continuation. We know exactly where we are. We rise up through here and we're on upwards, and on up we go. And that is not so clear down here as to exactly where we are in the continuation of this particular stock from the previous session. And this is the whole point, and I think this is the powerful takeaway message, if you like, that I would urge you to use. Obviously, this does take up more screen space. It takes up more real estate on your screen, but it's a great way to use the two indicators in combination, as I say, to really give you that complete picture, to fill in the blanks. Even as we are here, we're very much on intraday territory here. So you're day trading stocks, ETFs, indices, futures, whatever it is. You are very much on intraday territory here. But what the MVWAP gives you is it gives you it fills in the picture at the start of the trading day for you. Now, even if you took it off later in the session, that's fine. But I think as a starting point in the session, it's a really important concept to grasp, that it paints the complete picture as the market gets underway, because the VWAP itself is continuing through from the previous session without interruption. That's the key point. Let's just have another quick look at another stock, which this one is one called Duke Energy, which Anna and I are very, very familiar with, traded this many times over the years, and invested as well. And again, it really does. They say a picture paints 1,000 words, and really that is absolutely true in this case, because once more, here particularly so, and it was the reason I chose it, it's quite extreme actually, The gap up, we had this very odd candle at the start of the session, or maybe late in the other. No, yeah, it was. So we get the reset, but this is quite a confusing picture to unravel. And yet over here, it's very clear where we are. And this is the reason I chose this particular example as well, because it makes the point even more forcefully, perhaps, that it gives us an absolutely clear, unequivocal picture of where we are. This candle, this extreme candle, is still there. We're still looking at the same price action, but the picture for us is very much clearer as to precisely what is going on. Our VWAP hasn't really deviated very much. We've carried on, and then we start to roll over and we get this lovely move to the downside. You can see here the outer envelope is acting as resistance. It's trying to come back up, and it's sitting on it and forcing the price lower. Really nice trade on that particular session. But the key point the key takeaway message from this video is very clear. And certainly at the start of the session, any new session, even if you're as an intraday trader, I would urge you to apply the MVWAP alongside your VWAP to give you clarity as you get started on the new trading day. The MVWAP per se is very much a longer term tool because it can be extended out into, you've seen it on the 240-minute and right the way out. Doesn't work on the day, but it goes a pretty long way out. So you're looking at very extended sessions, and it's great from an investing perspective, a longer term trend or swing trading perspective. But this is using it, if you like, at the cold face, very much at the start of the trading session, and really smoothing all that price action out for you, and giving you a very clear idea of where the VWAP is at the beginning of the session. And I think it's a very, very helpful way of using the indicator in combination with the VWAP itself in that way. So I hope you found this useful and interesting, and I hope you'll investigate this further for yourselves, because it's a fascinating way to combine the two indicators to help you as you get started in the new trading day session. So thanks for watching, see you soon, and bye for now.